Hello, my friend, and welcome to another Mind Stiller. This one is dedicated to all who have trouble sleeping. And you may not be ready to go to sleep right now, but I hope you fall asleep listening to my voice. I've been talking to a lot of people who have such anxiety, as I do too. But I have some tools, and when I go to sleep, I use these tools, and so I want to share them with you. And I hope this is going to replace any kind of sleeping potion that you might take, or just experiment with it. I'm going to make it a little longer than our usual mind stillers so that you can see how useful it is and whether or not the video or sound shuts off before you fall asleep. I'm a little worried that you might be disrupted by the next video that comes up. So I don't know how we're going to deal with that. That's technology. I leave that to somebody else. So we're going to light our lamp, and from the one light of universal consciousness, we're going to imbibe the peace of what consciousness is. The light of consciousness is a very wonderful tool to use when your mind is playing tricks on you. When your mind says, oh, I'm not safe, or the world is not safe, or things are not going well, or I've got too many bills, or I don't have enough of this, or they don't have enough of that. Those are all just things that happened in the mind, and they come and they go. Yes, they're thoughts. Yes, they're worries, but they're not really you. What you and I are is consciousness, pure consciousness. And it's very assuring, especially when you're falling asleep or when you want to have a deep relaxation, that you can realize that you are not what your mind keeps chattering that you are, and that you don't have to take drugs or THC or gummy bears or whatever it is that you take to help you unwind. You can train your mind to not worry and to relax and to be free. Because just imagine one day you might be in a place where you don't have access to whatever it is that you're used to taking to relax, whether it's a martini or a little hit off of the bong or the vape or whatever pills and potions that people take to fall asleep. So this mind stiller is dedicated to all of us, including myself, who have to purposely tell our minds to be still when we're going to sleep and let ourselves slip into that wonderful state of not having any control over what's happening, which is when we fall asleep, whether you call it unconsciousness or just a deep sleep state, because there's different types of unconsciousness. And we are not going to a coma. We just want to relax. And maybe this is just for a few minutes during your workday. Maybe you just need to shut off your mind for a few minutes before you go back to your busy, busy, busy life. So whether you're getting ready to sleep for many hours or just to unwind for a few minutes, be with me totally. Find a comfortable position and just relax. The very first thing we do is relax our body. Take a few deep breaths before we begin. Just kind of give yourself a little wiggle, a little shake. If you're lying horizontal, be sure you're in a good position. Your neck is at your favorite position, whether you're on your side or on your back. Don't sleep on your belly. That's not really that good. Only babies do that. So first, we're going to tell the body that it's time to relax. And just tell the body that it can go on vacation, that it can melt, that you pretend that this beautiful body of yours is a chocolate bar and it's on the windowsill and it's very hot and you're melting, but you're such a delicious melt and you're oozing, melting, and just crawling into nothingness, losing your bones, losing your muscles, losing your shape, losing your control. That's what we're doing here. And I know that's very scary for some people to think about losing control, but you don't have to be in control all the time. You can let go. You can let consciousness, pure consciousness, be what you are, and relax and let consciousness breathe you and soothe you and give you strength and give you comfort. Even if terrible things are happening, it doesn't matter right now, because this is the time of rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, merging with the light of consciousness. This is the time when we want to let go of even who we are and what we are and what you think you must do, and all those things that you put upon yourself in your waking state or in your more attentive state, in your action and conquering the world state. We're not doing that here. We're having a very, very gentle, calming, rejuvenating, mind-stiller time. Our bodies are melting in the bright sunshine of our consciousness that is merged with all consciousness. The creative force of the universe is consciousness. Whatever name you give it is fine. It can be a million different names, but it is consciousness. And so we relax our body and relax our breath. And we feel the breath more intensely now because we're not thinking about anything else except relaxing, merging, being one with our breath, trusting our breath, letting our breath slow and be comfortable. And we even can lose track of breathing, but it's going to happen automatically, autonomously. Automatically, our nervous system takes over, and whether we're conscious of it or not, we do continue breathing. So we can let go of thinking about breath right now and just feel so expanded, like as if we have become the whole universe, because our consciousness is no longer confined to a task, to something that we are willing it to do. Our consciousness is merging with the all-expanding, universal, multiversal consciousness that we are part of, from which we came, to where we will go when we leave these bodies. And when we are asleep, we visit that realm. We visit that realm of eternal and unlimited consciousness. And it's beautiful. And that's why we can dream. We dream because we are so expanded. And we don't have these troubles. And if anybody does have troubles when they are asleep, please know that you can do something about it. Because I used to have troubles with nightmares. And you can eliminate those nightmares. I talk about it in this podcast that Carter and I did this week. It's called A Very True and Extraordinary Story, or something to that effect. It's the story of how I changed from having bad dreams to eliminating those dreams. So that's another story, and that's another time. But know that you can work, if you wish, to eliminate repetitive nightmares if you do have those troubles. Don't be a victim. Never be a victim. If your troubles come with you into the restful, peaceful, even wanting to go to sleep state, and you can't get rid of the troubles, you think you can't without drugs, well, believe me, you can. You can train your mind to go beyond the troubles that haunt you and go directly to the universal consciousness that we are now tapping into. Because we will it, because our wills are that strong. We will it so that our consciousness, our individual consciousness, is one with the magnificent and infinite, expanding, just limitless consciousness that is the cosmic consciousness, the God consciousness, the divine consciousness, the Buddha consciousness, your consciousness, my consciousness, our consciousness, our connectedness, our oneness, our interwovenness, our complete beingness as one entity of life, all that is in existence, all that is, and all that has been, and all that will ever be. We are all connected through our consciousness. When we go beyond our breath, we merge with this consciousness. We merge with the peace and the oneness and the stillness, the harmony, the beauty toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. This is the Sufi prayer. I have been saying it all my life. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the spirit of guidance. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance, toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance, toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance, toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance, toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who together form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance, toward the One, toward the One. We are one. We are one consciousness. Rest peacefully and know this is true.